Hey you, it's me. Today we're designing Virgo. To spice things up a bit, we're going to go through the Instagram voting polls extra fast, like Sonic. But before that, I'd like to thank my wonderful Instagram followers for being a part of this wonderful drawing challenge, so thank you. And if you'd like to help me design the next Zodiac, just follow me on my Instagram and vote through the voting polls on Saturday. It's that easy. Now on to the lightning speed voting polls. We're doing a girl. Hee, we got a friend for Gemini. She's slightly taller, she'll be made out of pyramid shapes, with clean, long, straight, and normal hair, with a bit of dyed hair. She's got blue eyes, whiter skin, freckles for days, wears fancy clothes as well as a ring necklace. Now let's design her. After quickly writing down the traits to have an easier time designing, I started off designing her body, making sure it was as sharp and pyramid looking as I could make it. Thus, I really tried to pin down the sharp chin type of style for this one, so that's the thing that a lot of anime has going for it. Pretty sure Shiki could kill people with their chins only. Unlike previous designs, I decided to try and get down her fashion sense on the body design itself as well as her hair. I really wanted to make sure I have her facial expression and shape down, so I drew her portrait twice, nailing down the look I was going for in the second drawing especially. I really liked that, unlike previous designs, her eyes had a lot of space between each other, which just made her face really interesting to look at. And kinda resembled Cornelia from Witch, which, oh god, I love that show. With having her body and face down, I decided to go ahead and draw the pose and Daga in this one, as I had a visual idea down for it. I'd actually like to thank my friend who helped me out when it came to the pose, as I wasn't entirely sure how to portray that someone is loyal. Given both Virgo and the German Shepherd, this Zodiac's wonderful doggo friend, are, as the quote goes, "Reading that Virgo is one of the most intelligent zodiac signs should come as no surprise, and nor should Virgo being associated with the German Shepherd breed. Virgo is after all one of the most reliable, friendly, and honest zodiac signs." I had to portray a reliable, loyal, and friendly pose for both. And after having a conversation, I got just the right one. So thank you so much, Michaela, for helping me out. Love ya! I decided to go for a slight modelish pose to express her openness, and with her gaze staring at her loyal furry friend, just as he's staring at her, giving that ultimate loyal friendly gaze. What do you think? Do they look like they're loyal to one another? Tell me in the comments below. I also really loved how her legs pose came out, which is kind of a weird thing to say, I think, but I really love it. From how it flows organically to the position, I just really love it. With the pose down, I still wanted to try out a couple of different compositions through thumbnails, specifically her gaze and the position of her right arm. So I quickly did that and then moved on to a final portrait sketch, just to really make sure I have her design and personality down. also concentrated a bit more on the hair design on this one, making sure it has volume and sharpness to itself, as well as a single hair strand that would in the coloring process become the dyed part from the voting. With the quick portrait down, feeling like I can do her design justice, I jumped into the digital side. Starting with the composition of the piece, I always add a darker background tone to make it easier for the eyes as well as easier to see if the colors will match one another once it comes to the coloring phase. Background color that I usually pick is very desaturated, thus making the color of the character pop out more vibrantly. Try it yourself. Then I begin by doing the very rough sketch of the pose. We're talking very limited amount of lines that shows the gesture in all its glory. I do the same for the pupper, a German Shepherd in today's case, and then I move on to a more detailed sketching phase. In this phase, I don't mind using slightly more sketchy lines, as this layer exists as an initial concept for the liner that comes after it. Here's a tip. If you're afraid of messing things up the second you begin line arting, start with a part that's the easiest for you. For me, that's the puppy. So I just line art him first, and once that's done, I feel much more confident and ready for the bigger deal, Virgo. I think I've gotten really used to line arting the pants and shoes first lately, and it might also have to do with doing the easier part first, then the harder one. With the shirt, I tried to bring in more sharpness and pyramidalic shaped structure, especially around the tight knot place that brought all the lines together. By the time the body was done line arting, coming to the face was a piece of cake. The color phase is usually the time when I go into a meditative state, as everything is kind of very relaxing and automatic, especially in the filling in the white part.
Till I get up, time is barely on our side.
Researching the German Shepherd was kind of hard, as my very first friend was a mix of a German Shepherd, so seeing them brings back a lot of memories. The colors of this fella were pretty easy to mix together, but the slightly lighter fur between the darker and lighter one did surprise me, as I didn't see it before. Studying can be so fun for finding new things out.
Through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays, and on we'll go. Through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go.
When it came to Virgo, I knew I wanted a mostly earthly toned color scheme, so all the colors I went for were in the orange and a bit of red field. A simple trick I do when coloring white-skinned people is that I tend to leave them literally white and then just add pink blushes in areas to parts where there is shadow or parts where there is usually slight pinkness. It takes less time and it also looks really good too.
I don't wanna miss a beat. Through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays, and on we'll go. Through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. And we'll grow in number, fueled by them to see the horizon, turn us to thousands. And we'll grow in number, fueled by them to see the horizon, turn us to thousands. And on we'll go. Through the wastelands, through the highways,
Added the highlight,
turns to sun rays, and on we'll go. Through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go.
and a bit of shading. And Virgo and her furry friend are done. What do you think? Do you like the final result? If you'd like to see the rest of the Zodiac design sessions, remember to subscribe to my channel and click the notification bell so you won't miss any of these. Also, you can see all the finished Zodiac designs in a playlist that will be linked down below in the description. I'm really happy with how she came out, especially given the fact that I went out of my comfort zone with her facial features and clothing choices. So I really hope to see you back here next Friday when we'll be designing Libra. Cannot wait to see what kind of character you guys come up with in the voting polls. And before you go, I'd really like to thank these wonderful people for helping me choose the character features. Your username can also be on this list by clicking that you'd like to be mentioned at the end of the voting polls. It's that easy. Here's last week's character design when we did Leo. And here is how I survived art burnout. Check out whichever one you feel like, or not, it's up to you. Either way, I really hope you have a wonderful day ahead. And remember, be patient and positive. Bye bye.